I want to send a good energy of today, whatever happens, to our friend Ronnie.
Mm,
And Ronnie is under martial law in Peru.
mm,
He's presently not allowed to go he's 1 meter from his house. And if he goes down to the beach, which is nearby where he is, he'll be arrested and he'll have to spend a night in jail. And if he's arrested twice, he's charged with a huge fine. And he's
yeah.
only allowed to walk to the nearest store. And the nearest store doesn't have very much choice or food. And so he's living on a diet of rice and potatoes and carrots and the odd egg. And it's a hard time for him. And in a week, he thinks he might be able to drive to a store with good food. So just sending you good energy, Ronnie.
Yeah.
And so sonics are where it starts. We know that sonics heal. And all my teachers have said, if you're frightened of singing, get over it. Important to make sounds. And now I've got enough time to learn how to do it. Nick, do you have any, please, you know so much about sound and healing, because like all of us here, we're healers and teachers and visionaries and warriors, and we're working hard to take the lid off and be ourselves and try to do something about all that accumulated centuries of stay in hiding, you know? What do you say, Nixter?
I mean, I like a lot of us early on discovered how powerful sound and music was and is, and it's just always been there for me, regardless of what state I'm in. If I'm frightened, if I'm tired, if I feel crazy, if I'm depressed, I could probably find something to match that, and it helps. It helps me immensely. I mean, I've dedicated my life to that and to teaching people, hopefully, how to find that for themselves. So I am incredibly grateful for that. Just the other day, feeling pretty down, no real reason, just kind of depressed, put on some Aretha Franklin or something to dance to, and I was bouncing around the kitchen, and 5 minutes later, I forgot all about it. So sometimes it's something else, jazz, sometimes I play, sometimes it's rock, sometimes it doesn't matter, something mellow, something crazy. And I watch how it affects my kids as well, and I try to teach that to people, and you know, hopefully they can gain the same tools.
Yeah. And you're teaching lessons now, Nick, on Zoom to adults and a couple of kids.
I am, yeah. It works really well for some things. I do miss the intimacy of being together. There's an energy that's created that we all know about, and at a time like this, it really helps us appreciate that when we're connected. We don't want to take that for granted. And so I am able to still connect with people and help them on their journey with music. It's hard when it's a 9-year-old with ADD and they're staring at the screen and they've been on the screen all day. And then for other people, it works wonderfully. So very thankful. I mean, I have a waiting list right now of students. I'm very busy. And I look forward to when we can get together again in person.
Same.
Yeah. And so just some housekeeping things, and that is that Kelsey and I are doing all these Grandpa Ricky things. She does all the work and I just mouth off and ramble, you know? And I asked Kelsey if we could take this Zoom and put it on the Grandpa Ricky's video closet on YouTube that she got going, and also on a website called Patreon, and I haven't seen the Patreon thing because I can't get past the got to remember not to swear, the passwords and the usernames and all that kind of stuff. And Kelsey was helping me do that. but we can't get together and she can't get on my computer because I can't figure it out. So if you want, put up a screensaver or something, and fix your name so your name's not on the little picture of who's here, and and also please be mindful of the algorithms. Sometimes people forget to have careful language and protective language. And if there are any kids coming into the call, they've been welcomed. So I have to remember not to swear as much as I've started to really enjoy swearing. And the final thing is that if you want to give Nick and his family a tip, then please type in for Kelsey, and she'll give you eventually Nick's PayPal account, and all the rest of it. This is Grandpa Ricky's gift, because it helped me be me. And so Nick, do you want to play some music? Because where I was thinking we'd go, Nick, and everybody else, is that we get some talk about music, and Nick could play something, and then maybe anybody else could sing a song or play an instrument, as a gift, and as an example of coming close to all that is, and getting into our inner worlds. And then I thought about, if you want to do it, of inviting people to get really comfortable, and to do a little induction, a little hypnagogic stuff, and then pump up our breathing, and maybe Robert, you could teach me some things about that, and then Nick will start playing, and if he gets tired, he'll stop, and I'll make some sounds, and then we'll do that for 10 minutes, and then I'll ring Franny. Oh no, I'll ring Franny, and I'll ring Carmel, and then we'll come out, and anybody who wants, if just a couple of people can say what that was like for them. And then we can, maybe if there's time, make some more primordial sounds, and then say goodbye. Does that sound okay, or does anybody want anything different?
Sounds fine.
Sounds good.
That'll work.
Great.
And Nick, if you want to just put any like PayPal or Venmo information just in the chat, then people can access it that way. And I'm happy to follow up as well if needed. So
Thanks.
yeah, just direct to source.
Hey,
These guys just came back from being in the woods. Can you imagine? Sleeping on the ground, you lucky duckies. Smart duckies.
hey, I was gonna ask. Hi, Nick.
Hi.
I was gonna ask how you're doing with sound. I've been trying to figure out how to get good sound into my Facebook Live or Zoom or whatever, and it's so complicated. But I just figured out how to do an iMovie with sound. But like, I have all this great sound system. How are you using it with Zoom, or are you doing anything different?
I'm trying. I mean, how does it sound? Can you hear me okay?
Yeah.
You always sound amazing. And just yeah.
Well, I tried to hook up the decent microphone, and I'm trying to get the levels right. But even with the best gear, I think when it's going through Zoom, everything gets kind of squashed.
Zoom in particular,
Hey, Zoom has a tutorial about how to play music in the background and they don't suppress it, because they suppress it, all the background noise. And so they have a tutorial how to do that.
Well, we all have to mute, that's for sure.
Right.
Yeah, but no, it's got to do with some settings in the Zoom thing itself, and then you can play. Like if I teach a movement class and I want to put something on a music in the background, it normally won't come through. But with their instructions, you can make that come through right from the background.
Well, that's great to know.
I've got a question. Can you all hear that?
Yeah.
Sounds good.
See, because do we all have to be muted, or can we just have like organic sounds going on while the music and the breathing is happening?
I think if we all had headphones on, that would probably be okay. My hunch is if everyone had their microphone on and you're talking and it's coming out of their speaker and going into their microphone, all of those loops of sound will kind of muddle things. But it's worth an experiment. I don't
Yeah, it degrades the quality of the recording to have everybody's microphone on.
How do I mute?
Can't you mute everybody?
Yeah.
You have a control.
Oh, is that it down there at the bottom?
We can just mute as hosts. We can actually mute everybody in the call and make sure that we're managing just having Nick be on.
And if you want to break in and wave or something?
Yeah.
Okay. That sound okay for everybody?
Sure.
Okay. So, Nicholas, what do you feel like sounding?
I have options. It's hard to pass on the guitar. Maybe we'll do a little guitar. Everyone can hear that okay? Good. All right. No one left. That's a good sign.
Such a nice lullaby. Thank you.
Maybe I'll riff a little more here. Ooh, thanks, guys. That's always fun for me, especially the simplicity of finding just a few notes. I think that whole piece was just those notes in different combinations. And something about that simplicity really helps me get out of my head. Instead of trying to figure out, oh, what chord am I going to go to and this and that, I can just really lean into how I'm playing the notes. It's like breathing in different combinations. Like the black keys on the piano. So I do appreciate the simplicity of just less notes, more expression. Thank you. Rick say, Mar.
It's beautiful.
Yeah, I can keep going.
Brings back some memories.
Or if anyone else has music to share as well, that's great. Yeah.
I've been playing lots of notes. I like what you said about just breathing into the notes. Not so many, but I'm studying bluegrass, Nick. I'm deep into bluegrass and loving it. And we gotta talk. Just like, that was great.
Yeah.
I have couple things I can share later, but you should do what you like. So if you want to hear it.
I'll play one more. This
Yeah.
one's a little more active. Those last two are some nice lullabies, and you said bluegrass. This isn't quite bluegrass, but let's see here. Everyone okay if we pick it up a little bit here? Feel free to dance, move around. We're gonna mix it up just a little here. I hear the silent applause.
Was that your song, Nick?
No, that's an old fiddle tune called
Yeah,
the
that's beautiful.
Tall Fiddler. You
That
did
was
it a little faster and a little more frantic, but I figured we'll keep it kind of
What do you call that?
mellow. It's called the Tall Fiddler.
Oh yeah, that's it. I've heard that before. I've heard that. Yeah, that's great.
Do you have anything to add, Ricky? Or anyone else?
Hi, Nick. My name's Serafina, and I only just got to log on for that last song, which was great. Thank you. But I've been listening to your song Cordelia for quite a long time now, and it brings me a lot of peace and joy. And so I just wanted to express my gratitude to you for that beautiful piece of music.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah,
That's
thank
great.
you.
Thank you. Yeah, that's a really neat piece. It was really just a sketch, and it reminds me of the mountains, in South America. So when I recorded that, I was really thinking a lot of the trip we went on, Rick, many years ago, up to Huascarán and all the big mountains up there, and then the Tarongo is from that area. So that's what I think of when I play that piece. Yeah.
Mm,
Thank you for sharing.
lovely.
Nick, can you give play it?
So I could. Well, probably not like it is on the recording because it's a little different every time. But yeah, let's see here.
Thank you.
Yeah. I hope you can hear it okay. It's hard for me to tell if it
Absolutely. I
part
felt
of doing it this way. It's it's hard to feel if you can hear it properly. So
absolutely. Thank you.
yeah.
Not only can we hear it, I can feel the love in it that you are transmitting. It comes right across through the screen.
Good.
So much beauty. So much beauty.
Good to see you too. That's been-
Yeah,
Yeah.
it takes me way back.
Thanks, Nicker.
Yeah.
So we've got about 20 minutes, and Nick, I hope we can do this again.
Sure.
On a regular
Yeah.
basis. And Serafina, we're we're recording this and we're going to put it up on the on the YouTube and on the Patreon. Is that okay with you? Am I muted?
Oh, sorry, I was muted.
Okay.
That's just fine, no problem.
And if anybody, if something happens between now when it's finished and you want your name off it, Kelsey, can you, or want your picture and name, can people be removed from this for the recording?
For a small fee.
Hey, I'll pay anything to you guys.
Yeah, let us know.
Okay. So Robert, I asked you if you wanted to do a breathing thing, but you and I haven't had a chance to talk about it. So maybe if we do this again, maybe I could talk you into it and put a tip jar out for you too. But I guess I want to show you how I've synthesized what you've taught me. And then, maybe you can teach me more, okay? So I invite you to get comfortable if you want to try this. And it's about going into our inner universe. And I want you to kind of imagine from the song that you're up on Huascarán. It's apparently the highest mountain in the world, furthest from the center of the earth. And it's a gigantic force of nature. And Nick and I spent time there with Tito La Rosa and Ailish, and had a fine time with Tito's recipe for pisco sours from his father. And so I invite you to imagine that we're on a mountain, Huascarán, if you've seen a picture of it. And you're really nice and comfortable, and the air is fresh. It's filled with spiritual energy, prana. And I invite you to just kind of take a scan of yourself and imagine that you're a bird flying out into the outer universe around Huascarán, and you're looking down and you're seeing yourself and seeing everybody else stretched out in the meadows or wherever you are. And I invite you to fly this bird into your inner universe, and to connect with your physical body in your inner universe, and also with all of your subpersonalities and heroes and spirit guides. But please come back to your body and just feel the air coming in through your nose. Just notice if there are any odors. And the only thing you have to really do is does it feel good? Does it not feel good, what you're smelling? And then listen to what you're hearing, the background noises. Maybe it's silence and the sounds inside silence. Whatever it is, you don't have to think about it or label it or compare it to anything. And then come into the taste in your mouth, whatever it is. And the best way for us to be present is to use our senses. Now I invite you to use your sense of bodiness. Just notice whatever calls you in your body and calls your focus and calls your energy. And then I invite you to use your will, your choice, your choosers, and come in to the inside of your body. And then maybe feel your left foot. And then maybe you can feel your big left toe or your pinky, whatever you choose. Here you are, you're inside your body. And so come up your legs and go down your other leg and come into your pelvis and just look and see where gravity is holding you, where you feel your weight, where you feel great lightness. If you feel pain, then okay, just let it be there. You don't have to, maybe you have to wiggle a bit. And then you keep coming in and eventually you feel your face. I invite you to just relax everything you can. Let it all hang out. Maybe there's a sad ear or a happy tongue. And I invite you to drop your tongue into the bottom of your mouth. And here you are, as relaxed as you can be. And I invite you to see what it's like, if you feel like it, to just tighten up any part of your body, or maybe all of your body. Maybe it's make a monster face. And then let it go. And then I invite you to come into your breath. And just notice, don't try to breathe in any way yet. But just what's your breath doing? Is your mouth open? Is it closed? You're breathing through your skin. And then just notice that when you breathe, are there any parts of your body that are moving? And they may only be moving a little tiny bit. And maybe take a little bigger breath. Preferably through your nose if you can manage it. And then hold your breath full. Just for a while. And then let it go. Only through your nose, quietly, gently. And when you get empty of air, then hold your breath again. You might be able to hear your heart more. You might feel it pulsing somewhere in your body. And then just keep doing that. You're breathing in and you're breathing out. That's what life is all about. You breathe in, hold your breath, and you let it out, and just notice what relaxes or doesn't relax. And a long time ago in 1960, two of my teachers taught me a game that I used to play with children. And it's called, sometimes it would be called Can You? And it was like, or see if you can. So see if you can breathe in and hold your breath and have the air go up under your collarbones. Try it a couple of times and then see what happens if you can have your breathing, your lungs, your chest, your ribs, your skin, breathe in and your chest goes out. And see what that feels like.
Be quiet.
And as you breathe in, maybe you want to, and hold your breath, and then you're breathing out. See what happens to your lower back. And then see what happens when you breathe in and your ribs move out towards your elbows and in towards your center. And see what happens if you think about Oh, my ribs are capable of going down when I breathe in. And maybe they're pushing down from your collarbones. And now if you want to try something else, see what happens if you hold your breath halfway full, halfway empty, and you play around and see, can you move your chest forward without breath? Can you move your chest back without the breath? Can you move your energy up underneath your collarbones? Maybe your neck gets longer, I don't know. See what happens when you, with this, you may have to refresh some breath, but catch up. Here you have half a breath of air, and you're, without your breath, you're pushing your ribs out towards your elbows. And so with that, I invite you to go inside and expand your consciousness and power up with breathing. And just, you just have to breathe in through your nose. I like doing, you may like to do it with your mouth. And hold your breath full. And then just exhale. And then hold your breath empty. Not too long, not so you're gasping for air. And go back and forth and maybe do that 10 or 20 times. And now the music's going to start, and here we are on the mountain. And we're just seeing the clouds of our thoughts, the water in the clouds of our thoughts. Eyes can be open or closed. So when it feels right, have the bird of your consciousness fly out of your inner universe. Out into your outer universe, being on the mountain. And then have the bird of your consciousness come back to your breath and your body and what you are smelling and tasting and hearing, feeling. And I used to use Stan Groff's, one of his teachers' idea of drawing a little picture or little cartoon figures in a circle on a piece of paper. And the kids would do that. I've got a collection of them. Someday show them. And so, if anybody feels like it, maybe there's a couple of words that you have that can kind of sum up how it was. Simple words. Anybody want to talk?
Yeah, that was very gorgeous. And I would like to read the 4 lines that I let write themselves through my body while I was listening and imagining the sounds that Nick was playing. The burning candle is the moth's sun-bright flower. When the moth alights in its flame, she blends whole into its power.
Thanks, Kyle.
Oh, my pleasure. Thank you, Rick. Thank you, Nick. Thank you, everyone.
Mm-hmm. Anybody else?
Hey, Nick. Hope you can hear me. It's Olga. Just want to thank you so much. I did a meditation in January that I saw you at, and you left some CDs behind, and I took one and listened to it on the whole drive back. And it was really just beautiful to be able to continue the sounds from the night before into the drive. And, I think this is the first time I've actually been able to watch you play. And it was a completely different experience. It's just as beautiful, and it's a whole nother dimension, equally hypnotic and just absolutely beautiful. So just thank you.
Thank you, Olga. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Olga.
Thank you, Rick.
Anybody else have anything?
Hi. Nick, you access something so beautiful when you play. It's on a cellular level, makes me stand up a little straighter and breathe a little deeper, and it just goes straight to the heart. And I'm just in awe of what you channel when you play. You're just, it's so beautiful. Thank you.
Oh, thank you, Nadia. Thank you. My pleasure. More to come.
Yeah, I'll piggyback on that, Nick. It's just so beautiful, and it just quiets me into beauty. I'm so joyous to be in that space. And you probably know this, but we were in a meditation together in Tucson a long time ago, and you played the grand piano, and you broke my heart open to beauty. It was the first time I literally let my heart open to beauty from my childhood. And so you gifted me that, and it's been my treasure all my life to now see beauty. And here it is right again. So thank you.
Oh, thank you, Robert. I remember that moment very well. That was for me as well.
Yeah.
Yes. Great to see you too.
Yeah. Great to see you. Hi to Meg and the kids.
Yeah. I'll pass it along. Yeah. Thank you.
Well, we're a little bit over time, and all good things have to end. I have a new friend in Canada. His name is Albert Nurnberg, and he's a journalist and a documentary filmmaker and a hypnotist and a laphologist. And I've had 2 sessions with him that I'm going to make a video about what's happening. But he started the session on Friday on Zoom by playing laughter games. And I very much want to share this with you. And he made a movie was shown across Canada on TV on laughter. And he made another one on We Are How We Act. And another documentary on, I forget, and he's working on one right now on sound healing. And he put on a hypnosis presentation on TED Talks. And you can find it on Google. And he did one in Toronto at a TED Talk like copy called Ideal City or Idea City or something. And who was on stage, who came up from the audience on stage, but a guy friend of mine I hadn't seen or talked to for 30, 40 years. And I got in touch with the guy and I say, what was that like? And he said he just had a great time. And so here's a game if you feel like playing it. And that is, and this is my version of it. This isn't how Albert did it and not in the order that he did it. But the idea is to say, and we can do this all at once, to see if we can pretend that we're pirates. And then we really get into the pirate, we act like a pirate, look like a pirate. And then we give a pirate laugh. And if you want to join, so on the count of 3, 1, 2, 3. And so the final one, and he's helping me get my laugh back. The final one is that you say this sentence, only you do it in as much feel it. And you get in touch with that part of you that doesn't like doing what you're told. And so you say this sentence, you can't do that. And you say it with the intensity, and then you laugh. You give a defiant laugh.
Can you say the sentence one more time?
Yes. The sentence is, you can't make me do that. And so get yourself in the character, that terrible twos part of you. And then on the count of 3, 1, 2, 3. You can't make me do
that. Well, shit, Rick, that's only about 80% of our psyche.
Yeah, that's true. Especially with our eyes open. You can access more of your psyche with your eyes closed, because and Robert, you know a lot more than I do, but my Feldenkrais teachers said that our eyes are connected to 80% of our nervous system. So when you close your eyes, you're actually open to your other senses more. So thank you for coming and being in this. I'm creating things that I enjoy doing. That's why I'm doing this.
Thank you.
I hope you've had a
much appreciation.
And please don't forget the tip jar for the Simmons family.
I wanted to share something for Nick, if that's all right.
Oh, and please, if you want to, you know, you can say goodbye. If you want to hang out for a bit, maybe Kevin, go for it.
Thanks, everyone. Great to see you.
Thanks, Nick.